Yeah, hi there. I'm just back from France, so well, it was a nice vacation. So now I'm back, and well, guess what? It's raining. So well, anyway. So for me, it's back in the office again tomorrow. So, but I brought some footage. Perhaps you might be interested in that. So you can have a look at that. So yeah, hope you enjoy that. So take care. Hope you all are well. Hope you have a nice summer, and perhaps see you again.
Bleiben Sie rechts. Principal. Sie haben Ihren Zielort erreicht.
Yeah, hi there. Well, I'm in France, in Lothringen, to be precise. Yeah, it's a nice afternoon. Yeah, smoking my meerschaum. That's one of my newer meerschaum. Perhaps you haven't seen that so far. So I'm smoking some Robert McConnell Red Virginia original 1848. This is it. Oh, can you see that? Yeah. So that's a nice tobacco. I like the Robert McConnell tobaccos. Don't know why they have something special on it. Yeah. So it's a company taste, like the HU tobaccos have, or many other tobaccos have. So tell you what they say. So that's well, take off the glasses. So it's a dark red Virginia from North Carolina. So it's pressed several times, stored, and then cross-cut. So and it's roasted, and yeah, they don't say it, but there's a little bit of casing on it. So, and yeah, I like that. It's not an aromatic. So I've seen several reviews. So some like it, some don't. So it's the old story. So what I like the cut. Well, you can see it here. Well, I like the cut. Humidity is quite good. So it's a bit, not moisty, but it has a good humidity. But burns quite well. It has a little, just a little hint of, I don't know, chocolate caramel note, but not really, but it's part of the casing, so it's not aggressive in any way. So it reminds me a bit of my, of one of my favorite tobaccos from Robert McConnell, and this is the Scottish cake. So there's a video on the channel about that if you're interested in that. Yeah. So, price. The price is €9.20. I think that's a fair price. That's a good tobacco. Yeah, but besides that, I would like to tell you a story, a short story. Well, it's a true story. A story about this region here. So I'm in Lothringen. About 1,200 years ago, King Charles, so the Emperor Charles the Great, died in 814. And he left a really huge empire. So that was what we know today as France, as Germany, and everything between that, even some parts of Italy, and I think even some parts of Spain. So he tried to conquer that, but that didn't went very well. So anyway, when he died, he left his empire to his son, Ludwig. So in Ludwig, he was a wise king, so he tried to give the empire undivided to one of his sons. But his sons, he had 4 sons, they didn't agree with him on that. So they began to fight about the empire. So that was civil war. And after many years of civil war, so one of them died during that. And at the end, they met up in Verdun, and they signed the Treaty of Verdun. So that was in 843. 843. So the Treaty of Verdun was signed then. And that treaty, that divided the empire. So there was a western part. This is the part we know today as France. There was an eastern part. That was the part we know as Germany today. And in the middle, there was a third part. And that part was given to Lothar. So and that is where the name comes from, Lothringen. So this is the empire of Lothar. So after the empire was divided between those 3 brothers, they immediately began to fight against each other. So of course, the western part, that was under Charles, and the eastern part was under Ludwig the German. So they began to fight over the part in the middle. So Lothar, he had a war on his hands between the eastern part and the western part. So you can imagine that this didn't went very well for Lothar. So his empire, Lotharingian, was getting small very, very quickly. And in the end, the small part, what we know today of Lotharingen, that went to the German part, or the Roman German Empire later on. So, and then this part of the world, this beautiful part of the world, this was part of the Roman German Empire up to the 18th century. So, to the middle of the 18th century. And then it was conquered by the French side. It went to France then. And 100 years later, it was conquered again by the German side. So, during the German-French War in 1870-71. It was then part of the German Empire up to the end of the First World War in 1918. Yeah. It was then conquered again by the Germans in the Second World War and given back to the French after the Second World War. So this is the story, very simplified, of Lotharingen here. So you see, that's a part right in the center here of Europe. Yeah, you can say where everything began. So Verdun, that's not far from here. That's less than an hour. So, and you see, sometimes history can be some kind of ironic. So everything started with the Treaty of Verdun, in Verdun, and then came to some kind of climax or some sad climax during the Battle of Verdun, where hundreds of thousands of French and German soldiers died during a senseless battle. So this was madness then. So perhaps, so I think I'm gonna go to Verdun perhaps tomorrow, and see what I can find there. So if I think there's a museum, there's several historical places, memorial places, and so on. And perhaps if you're interested in that, so I'm gonna take some footage there. So for me, it's interesting to be there, just to feel, to watch out for the battlefields. There's still many things to see there on the battlefield. So even after 100 years. So I visited the battlefields of the Somme last year. That was impressive to me. So I think I'm gonna take a look tomorrow. Yeah, that's about Lothringen. Beautiful, yeah. Well, quite peaceful nowadays. So hard to imagine that all the hostilities started here. So, and that is what it means to European unification or French-German friendship. So, starting a war in 843 never really ended, more than 1,000 years. So you can imagine that, what it means today, having that kind of close friendship. Yeah, anyway, I'll see what I can get there. So perhaps you're going to give the Robert McConnell a chance. Give it a shot. I think it's pretty nice. Yeah. See you. I nearly forgot to give you a short view. So here it is. Well, they say thunderstorm is coming, so I better go inside now. I'm here very close to Verdun, so this whole area here, that was part of the battlefields of Verdun in the First World War. So they built a memorial here, and several villages been here for hundreds of years. They don't exist anymore since the Battle of Verdun, so they have been exterminated during the battle by artillery. So the whole area here, that was just brown mud, nothing more. Give you a short view. Yeah, hard to imagine the battle. So peaceful here now. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, here at the old battlefields of Verdun, the old battlefields of the First World War, yeah, still everything is real. So we are really inside of one of the old trenches here. So that's incredible. So these trenches, they, yeah, up to now, you can still see them. Yeah, they're quite deep, even after more than 100 years. So we're now walking in one of these old trenches here, and this is not something that was rebuilt or some kind of reenactment or something like that, or restorated. Yeah, they're just here because the whole landscape here, whole region, looks like that. So, and where it doesn't look like that, they just leveled the fields artificially. So where they did not, well, you see all these trenches here. Give you a view. This is incredible. So, I don't know, it's really, I think it's hard to see in the video, but it's still quite deep. Sometimes 1.5 meters or something like that. So, and the whole area is covered by that. And by big holes from the grenades. So, just wanted to show you that. Found that near the street here. Yeah. Yeah, so there you see, well, these signs of madness after more than 100 years. So, anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, I'm now here near Verdun at one of the major museums or sanctuaries or memorials. Yeah. So, well, behind me, it looks a bit like the Shire in Lord of the Rings, but it's just the madness of First World War. So one of the major battles of the First World War took place right here. And there you see how it looked like, but without any green, just mud everywhere, and just death around. So in this place here, and I'm gonna go over to the sanctuary, to the memorial, I show you that. And this place here, this is one of the biggest cemeteries, I think, in the world. So 130,000 unknown French and German soldiers rest here over at the memorial, and that's what the memorial was built for. So, and they left this park here just to show a little bit, yeah, how it looked like. So I give you a short view of that. There you see all the holes here done by the artillery. I don't know, I think it's hard to see in the video. gonna go over to the memorial. So on the other side of the street. So which you see there on the back. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go over. And what you see here right behind me, well, this is part of the memorial for the 130,000 unknown German and French soldiers fallen in the Battle of Verdun. So this is part of the memorial. I show you. So I'm just gonna go up. So there we are. So behind me, the memorial. It's quite huge. So, but it's not allowed to film inside. So I may give a link down in the bucket. Let's see that. So, but I'll give you a short view from the outside. So, it was built by the initiative of a bishop in the 1920s. So, and some people say from up above it looks like a sword driven into the earth. So just the upper part looks out of the earth. So maybe, or maybe not, but it is impressive. And it's even more impressive with all the crosses here. There are many people here. So French people, they care about the First World War. So in Germany, First World War, yeah, we have that in mind, but Second World War was that disastrous that the First World War often is behind that. But in France, it's other. So it's different. Well, that's it on this perhaps sad place. So right behind me, this is the place where I think it was in 1984, where Chancellor Kohl, the German Chancellor, and Mitterrand, the French President, well, they declared that their people will never go to war again. And they reached each other's hands. And that was a quite huge symbol for their times. And a symbol of German-French friendship. So, but it's not just about Germans and French they died here. Also British soldiers, Canadian soldiers, yeah, and many soldiers from all over the world. So this was a world war. Yeah, that's it. Hi there. I'm in Metz. Well, it's incredibly loud here. You hear perhaps the waterfall behind me. That's some kind of city art here. Well, I'm gonna go some steps. Want to show you something. So, well, here in the city, you'll find many monuments. So, one of these monuments I'm gonna show you. Well, it's the monument of General Ney. So, we have it right in front. There we have it. So General Ney, Michel Ney, he was born, I don't know if he was born in Metz, but he was the commander of the troops of Metz during the Napoleonic wars against Russia. So, and he was known as a war hero, and he was with Napoleon even when he came back. So even in Waterloo he fought with Napoleon. So I don't know if you see that properly. So that's a nice statue with many details. So there are many people here around, so I have to be careful of that. So, and behind that you see a park. Well, that's a very typical French park here. Very nice, romantic. So, one thing about General Ney is, one thing special, that he was sentenced to death because he was with Napoleon in 1815 when he came back from the exile and then lost the war at Waterloo, and one of the last attacks was commanded by General Ney. So that he was sentenced to death was not the unusual thing, but he gave the order to shoot him himself. So he ordered, that was his last order he gave, shoot me. So, yeah, I think that's a war hero story, proper end for a war hero. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna keep going for some other places. Just want to tell you, I'm smoking some Uncle Tom's by Germain's. Well, that's really good tobacco. That was really kind gift by Tim. So Tim, thanks for that again. So I like the Germain tobaccos. I don't know, these are great tobaccos. Well, unfortunately, we don't have many of these German tobaccos in Germany, so just a handful. So, thanks again, Tim, for that. Yeah, I think gonna keep going and we'll see what else is here around. Here in Metz. I want to show you something special. Well, that's not historical or something. Well, in some ways perhaps. I'm going to show you a public toilet. Well, that's a typical French public toilet. So they invented this kind of toilets, and now all over Europe you can find that. So you can find it in Germany, for example. So there you see, can be used for commercials. What do we have here? Ah, well, Independence Day. So now some kind of, yeah, I don't know. Is it art or just commerce? So, and then, yeah, there you have the door, and then you're gonna insert a coin, and then it will open up. You will go inside. You do what you have to do. So, and after that, you're lucky to get out, and the whole thing then cleans itself inside. So, you don't want to be inside if the cleaning begins. So, there's some kind of strange. So, I don't know if you have that. Anyway, wanted to show you. Yeah, if you are ever here in France, in the east of France, in Metz, well, you should take the chances to take a look at the oldest cathedral in France. So it's the oldest church. Well, that's what they say. I'm gonna show you that. So we're gonna walk over some steps. So this church, this is not even early medieval. This is late Roman. So that was built in the 4th century. So this is Gallo-Romanic. Well, you see that. But if you stand here, it's quite impressive for a building that age. So, if you imagine, well, this is 1,700 years old. And it's in pretty good shape. So it was restorated in the 1970s. I'll give you a short look here. I don't know what it is for you, but I'm always curious to take a short peek inside. So unfortunately, that's closed. So anyway, we go around and so, and here, well, here's a little place. So, well, these are parts of an old cemetery. Well, you see that? Well, you can see it here. So this whole thing was used for a monastery quite a while by the Benedictines, and I think they had them cemetery here. So, and yeah, like it always is with old buildings and even old churches, they're used for many things. So in the 16th century, this church was even used yeah, for military depots. So they had their stuff here, everything they needed to go to battle. So sounds strange, but it's like that. I'm gonna show you the front. Now you'll see. Now this is really Roman style. So, and here, excuse me, and here on the other side, you have one of the larger places here. Yeah, an impressive place, right in the center of town. That's what the French really can do. Where you see. Just give you a short view of the surrounding here. So that's a small chapel that was built by the Temple Knights. So I think this is 12th century. So, and there you have the church. So, just wanted to show you that. I'm gonna keep going. Just a short view. So behind me a memorial for French mothers. So, let's take a look. So that's what they think French mothers look like. Well, we're in France, so I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, city hiking. Whew. So I think that's enough for one day. So I'm gonna do a little break, smoke my pipe, with some Boswell's beer blend. That's a kind gift from Joe. Joe, thanks for that. So I like it. So I've seen several reviews, not everyone likes it, but for me it's okay. So just here at the water, just smoking my pipe, and then I head out and yeah, go and see what's next. So that's it. Here from Metz.